Oh, welcome back. Today, we're here to beef up our fill vocabulary. If you've already watched the last video on fills, you're ready to apply that knowledge directly to this song. And if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you do that now. Go on, we can wait.
Nice surprise!
The two main grooves in this song are just our standard close and open hi-hat disco variations. So, if you've practiced the earlier lessons in this series, these grooves should already be familiar. Our main job here is mastering the fills. You can find detailed walkthroughs of how to approach these grooves in the video for More Than Words, the first video in this series. There is one slightly trickier groove variation in this song, but we'll come to that later. For now, on with the fills. Most of the fills in this song use the same rhythm we focused on in the core fills video, 4-enda. Bars 4, 12, 19, 37, and 45 all use this exact rhythm. All snare hits, nothing else. Since we already covered that one, we're going to move right on. Next is a very similar rhythm, 40-end. We can see this clearly in bar 33, and we also see it in bars 21 and 29. In bars 21 and 29, we also need to add the 16th note before this, and that's where we're going to start. Our complete rhythm is now a 40-end. Let's play it and remember to connect this to the following downbeat. Once you can play the isolated rhythm comfortably, put it back in context and play the full bar. Then add another bar in front, so we're now playing 2 bars. The approach here is to build up from the isolated rhythm to the full musical context. This is the same approach that I outlined in the core fills video, and it's the approach that we'll always use for any new rhythm or fills. There's just one more rhythm to cover. In bars 9, 25, and 41, we have this fill. Now the fill starts on beat 3, and our full rhythm is 3-enda, 40-enda. There's also a lot of movement around the kit, and this is where most students will struggle. So let's break this down, starting on the pad. For this, I highly recommend using what we call natural sticking. This means that the right hand will play all the down and up beats, the ones and the ands, and the left hand will play the e's and uhs. Notice that the left hand notes should all connect. Don't stop the left hand. You can also reverse this sticking completely and lead with the left hand. And this is what you saw me do in the previous clip. Because I feel more comfortable finishing with the right hand on the floor tom and then crashing left. But some of you may prefer to put the left hand to the floor tom and finish right. And there is no correct way. It's entirely up to you and what you are comfortable with. Once we've got the sticking locked in, add the kick back in. This needs to fill the gap in rhythm on beat 4. If you struggle here, don't worry about speed. Focus on getting the rhythm smooth on one surface before moving it around the kit. Once you're ready to bring it to the kit, the key is to keep the connection with the hands. Don't focus so much on where to go, keep the focus on the rhythm. Of course, you should absolutely slow this down at first. Once you get comfortable with the movement and the rhythm, speeding up is much easier. Speaking of starting slow, let's now tackle bar 17. The rhythm here is pretty simple, just 3 enda 4 enda, same as we just practiced. The real challenge here is the movement around the kit. The key here is to focus on the right hand. This will be our leading hand, keeping a steady eighth note and leading us around the kit. Be sure that every stroke is rebounding. Don't stop the stick at any point. Now, I want to make an analogy here that I hope everyone will understand. Do we all know the claw game, right? Where we go fishing for a prize, right? Can we get a graphic here?
見ていろ。待ってない。な、何が?
Think about the order of operations here. First, we move horizontally, and then we move vertically, right? And that's exactly how we want to move around the kit. The arm is our horizontal mover, and the wrist is our vertical mover. And in general, the motion should happen roughly in that order, although yes, often things are happening at the same time. Now, let's apply this concept to our movement around the kit, first with the right hand, and then with the left hand. When we play the full rhythm, focus on the right hand movement and allow the left hand to follow naturally, keeping in mind the mechanics we just discussed. This rule of arm-wrist separation isn't just for this fill. This applies to every fast movement you'll ever play on the kit. Yes, there are times where we will move our arms up and down, usually for emphasis or performative reasons. However, underneath all of that lie these core rules of movement. And the faster the speed, the more important these rules become. That covers all the fills in the song, except for one that we overlooked, the intro fill in the first bar. First, notice that this fill ends with a rhythm we've already covered, 4E end. The new challenge is the beat in front of that. Now we have a 16th note triplet that we need to connect to this. Here's how I would break this down for a student who might be seeing this rhythm for the first time. We'll start with the skeleton rhythm, 3 and 4, using the sticking right, left, right. This way, beat 4 naturally starts with the right hand. Then we just fill in the missing notes of the triplet, making sure that the 8th note skeleton stays locked in. To turn this into a loopable exercise, I'd recommend playing the skeleton rhythm 2 times, followed by the full rhythm 2 times. Keep repeating that until it feels good and you have steady tempo and accurate rhythm. From there, we just need to add on 4E end. I'd suggest alternating between vocalizing and then playing the rhythm. This will really help to develop the connection between the internal and external feel for the rhythm. Boom, boogie the back up, boom. Boom, boogie the back up, boom. And the last step is to move this back to the drums. Keep in mind all the details we talked about with the last fill. Start slow and keep the focus on the rhythmic feel in the hands. Boom, boogie the back up, boom. Boom, boogie the back up, boom. Alright, that covers all the fills in this song, and I think this video is already long enough. There are two key takeaways from this video that I really want you to get. First, how to break, build, and play any fill, and second, fundamental rules of movement around the kit. Arm horizontal, wrist vertical. We didn't have time to cover the groove variation in bars 26 to 31, sorry. There are also some harder groove variations in the full version of this song. So, if you're looking for a challenge, I highly recommend you check that out. As always, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to respond. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you want to keep working on this song, Patreon is where all of the learning resources for this channel live. You can join the community and download the TV-size sheet music for free there. The link is on screen and in the description. Thanks again for watching, and now, the outtakes. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, just fucking tweak these a bit. Get some more bounce going. Why not? I don't know if I can do this.